2022.
Here we are again, baby.
Right, so
last time, it was the year 2022, and we gave you the rundown of the MCU 2021 slate. Now it is 2023, and we're going to give you the rundown of the MCU 2022 slate.
overall, quite bad. 2021.
Yes.
Yeah, very disappointing.
I'd say mixed. You know, most of the stuff, bless you, is generally, I'd say, fine. And like fine in the sense of like there are some real highs and some real lows rather than just all being mid.
But the whole thing does have the stench of grisly death around it. Maybe it should have... It's like meat in the fridge that you should have thrown away a while ago.
Anyway, let's talk about the 2022 slate. We're still in phase 4.
It won't end.
The ride never ends. But we got some shows first before going into the movies.
Moonknight.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah.
It's weird because, we sat down together, and I think after the first episode, there was this feeling like when we looked at each other, when we were pretty blown away.
We loved it.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
it was great.
I was ready, like, at that point, after that first episode, I was ready to, like, put that in my top 5 MCU projects just for that one episode.
It was a really good first opener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is something that most of the other Marvel series, no, all of the other Marvel series have struggled with.
Yes. Did it maintain the momentum?
For the most part, yes. And I would say that it defied that thing that most of the other shows struggled with, which was having a pretty strong opening. But it fell in line with the other things they struggled with, which was having a pretty weak finale.
Did they just?
Yeah.
But to be fair, up until that last episode, we really loved it, right?
I was really into it. Like
we literally got to the end of episode 5, and we both went, "Okay, how are they going to ruin it?"
Exactly, yeah. Which, to their credit, they did.
They did it in a spectacular way. Yeah.
The thing is, like, I don't think they even like ruined it. It wasn't a terrible finale.
It was just fucking dumb.
It was dumb, and it was confusing.
But it literally just cut from the hero losing to suddenly the hero won. And it had this like tacked on reason. I suppose we'll get into it a bit, but...
Sure, yeah, but like it just felt like they ran out of time. But like with Marvel being under Disney, the biggest company in the world, you would think that they could offer more time or resources to allow a more satisfying conclusion.
You'd think. So the story follows Stephen.
Yes.
A.K.A. Mark.
A.K.A. the third Stephen in the MCU.
A.K.A. another guy as well, because there's like another personality there that we don't know about yet.
A.K.A. Moonknight.
Moonknight is also there.
He's also there, yeah. I guess he's like not a separate thing.
And he is so they're all split personalities and they're not aware of each other.
Yeah. The first episode is entirely Stephen Grant finding out that he is, there is another guy living in his mind.
Yeah. And they are the benefactor of...
the best character in the MCU.
Yes, the guy who needs to be the main character of Avengers 4, 5, and 6.
Konshu. This 8-foot-tall skeleton vulture man motherfucker who just, anytime you see him in the background of a shot, it's the funniest thing in the world. There's a shot in the first episode where Stephen is on a bus and he looks out the window and he's just standing in the street.
Just standing there, menacingly.
It's so good. A lot of my positive momentum towards the series could be contributed by just Konshu just being there.
Pretty much, yeah. He is kind of perfect.
Yeah.
He's unnecessarily aggressive.
He is, yeah.
He keeps calling for people to be violently murdered.
Yeah, he's like Stephen's like, like Mark Spector is one personality. He's a mercenary. Stephen Grant is like the mild-mannered, ordinary guy.
Meek.
Yeah,
kind of, yeah.
Meek is the word.
Yeah.
And he's very much against like not killing people. But then Konshu is like in his head just being like, no, you must kill them.
Strangle him, punch him in the throat.
Throw him off a cliff. Let his family wonder what happened to him.
They're kind of the highlight of the show, though.
Yeah, and like
Konshu and Stephen.
Yeah, like Oscar Isaac is excellent. He's very, very good at portraying these two characters, but I would say he's much better as Stephen than Mark.
Yes, a lot better as Stephen than Mark. Mark's almost just Poe.
Kind of.
And that's all I see when I look at him. I just see Poe.
He's just kind of like, firstly, I think it's amazing they got Oscar Isaac for this show.
Yeah.
And it's amazing they got Ethan Hawke for this show.
Yeah, they got Ethan Hawke for the show.
Still kind of bowled over by that.
Who plays a very compelling villain.
I think he's excellent.
He's not, well, I don't want to say he's exactly not wrong about what he's saying.
But
You can kind of see where he's coming from.
sure, which the best MCU villains are like that.
Such as...
Killmonger.
Moving on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like Mark Spector is he's just kind of like your ordinary action hero lead.
Yeah.
He's not very interesting.
He's not super compelling, no. He's mentally ill.
Yeah, well, so is Steven.
Well, Steven is a product of his imagination, to be fair.
Yeah, which was because I wasn't entirely sure how this whole factored in. Like, the dual personality.
Yeah.
And, we're introduced to Steven, so, for a long stretch of the series, it's treated as though he is, the guy who exists.
Yeah.
So when that twist does come around, it's actually pretty shocking.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really upsetting, actually.
Yeah, like that happens in the penultimate episode. And that's probably, that and the first episode are probably the strongest for me.
Yeah. The penultimate is where it peaked.
Yeah.
And then in the next episode, you have two giant Egyptian gods punching one another.
Yeah, you just have like the
Pyramid of Giza.
I adore a good kaiju fight scene. I love giant things beating up other giant things, and that was one of the worst I've ever seen.
It was really lame.
There's just nothing to it,
No, I'm not a big fan of Moon Knight as a concept.
No, I think...
Well, not a concept, as a design, I don't think. I think it's just...
the hero, or...?
Yeah, like the white. I actually really liked his suit version, where he's wearing a three-piece.
Yeah, no, that was really fun.
Yeah.
And I think they're both a good look. In a way, I do kind of like the fact that he's kind of, he's kind of like mummy-esque in design, and he's, got Egyptian roots to him.
But it looks like it was drawn by a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, trying to look cool.
Yeah.
Unironically compelling and dark in a way that Marvel hasn't been.
Yeah.
But not in a way that's too over the top, like in WandaVision, where she's torturing an entire town, for example.
But it still has that kind of MCU trimmings of, like, it kind of has a, like, fluffy air about it.
Yeah.
And then it ends with her redemption, even though she did a dreadful thing.
Yeah, whereas it doesn't end the same way in the show.
No.
It's actually kind of grim. Like, they're still more or less in the same situation they were in.
This was the first one that felt different from the rest of the pack.
Yes.
And, like, and it was better for it.
So we'll probably never see him again.
Probably. Yeah, like, I wouldn't be completely shocked if we don't. Like, I'm sure he'll show up in Avengers 5 and or 6.
Good God.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Oscar Isaac wasn't into the idea and they couldn't find a reason to make him gel with the rest of the characters.
I just don't see... As much as I would love it, I just don't see how they're going to get Konshu involved in the Avengers.
Oh, but they would be so good if they did.
It would be awesome, yeah.
Khonshu versus Kang. That's what we all want.
That's what we paid our money
Marvel,
for.
if you're listening, that's
Kevin, may I call you Kevin?
That's what the audience wants.
How many Moon Knights do you think there are?
Ooh, that's actually a good question.
Will we see more Khonshus?
No, but we might. I'm wondering if we might see more. Yeah. I wonder if we might see more personalities within Oscar Isaac. Because like we get the reveal at the end where there's a third.
Oh, I thought you meant like all of his previous characters were going to start.
Llewyn Davis, Poe Dameron,
the guy from Ex Machina, Polish design lips.
Apocalypse for some reason.
Hey, he's Marvel.
I guess so. Yeah.
Apocalypse.
I'd love it if we got like 6 different articles saying Oscar Isaac has joined the Avengers 5, but as a different character.
Oh. Do you remember Apocalypse?
Oh yeah,
It was the shocking story about how Charles Xavier lost his hair.
Yeah, that's all. The only thing of consequence that happened at the end of that film.
Well, millions of people died as well. But
that's okay. It's okay. Like,
that happens.
Charles forgave Eric, so it's fine.
See you around, old friend.
What a good film.
Konshu would have killed that motherfucker.
Yeah, right. Konshu was what that film needed.
Yeah, Konshu is what every film needs, I think.
God, I think now you said that, I realize, it's been a long-standing belief of mine that any film can be improved by putting BB-8 in it.
Yeah.
I believe now the same of Konshu.
What about Konshu and BB-8? As like a buddy cop duo in a crime-ridden noir city.
The best film ever made.
Yes.
But Konshu's the good cop, and Baby-8 is the bad cop.
Baby-8.
Baby-8. He is Baby. I'd say overall it is a very good show.
Yes.
I'd say it's one of the best things the MCU has done. Shockingly in Phase 4.
Trips at the final hurdle, like all the others. But yeah, other than that.
But like everything before that, very, very good.
There's nothing as embarrassing as you need to do better.
No, exactly.
And at no point does one of the citizens beg Moon Knight to just let her die. So it's
yeah, right.
marginally better than the others.
They will never know what you sacrificed for them.
Punch her in the throat. Kill her.
God, please somebody edit Konshu into every other Marvel property. And it's all, I will say this as well. Most of the other MCU series, I would say, could and should have been a movie.
Yeah.
But it was just stretched out into being a series.
Yeah.
I think this could have been a good movie, but it justifies being a series.
Yes, I would agree with that. Yeah. Everything kind of, everything moves well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's well paced. And I really liked, I'm going to look up her name because I can't remember, but the actress who plays Mark's
Layla.
girlfriend, Layla.
Yeah.
She was excellent, and they make a very good duo.
Yeah. Especially with Steven. The chemistry is better when he plays Steven.
May Calamari is her name.
Oh, okay.
I'd say like of all the things in Phase 4, it's definitely like one of the top ones.
This is one of the few things worth checking out, I think.
Like Shang-Chi, I'd say is worth checking out. If it's your bag, which it might not be, you might enjoy Spider-Man.
Maybe. Black Panther.
Black Panther is very good. We'll get to that.
That's
pretty much it. I personally really enjoyed Hawkeye, but again, it's not probably not going to be for everyone.
No.